Is everyone able to hear me now? Hello. Yeah, I have some technical problem here. Is this okay now? Could everyone please confirm? Okay, thank you. Bharat, yeah, it is okay now. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll start today's session. So in today's session, we'll first see with what are the different objects we can import from BW to HANA. When you have BW powered by HANA, what are the different objects we can import to SAP HANA? So in the other day, we have seen how we can import DSOs to HANA DB. You have different DSOs. We have info objects. We have info cubes. So a DSO can be imported to HANA. Info objects can be imported to HANA. Info cubes can be imported to HANA. So these are the different objects where you can import to SAP HANA. When you import a DSO, it creates an analytic view. When you import info object, when we import info objects, it creates an attribute view. When you import an info cube, this would create an analytic view and a calculation view. So let's see when we import info objects, how these views are imported to HANA. So let me log into HANA system. So let us log into the T code RSA1. Please see, using the T code, I can log in using SAP GUI. So when I'm logging to BW, I'm using SAP GUI in order to log into BW. The username is best and password is welcome123. So in here I'm logging using SAP GUI. We have another UI to log into BW using Hana Studio. When I click on Hana Studio, let us log into best. The username is best. And this is the password. Once you log into system, so here you see BW modeling. Click on BW modeling. Click on BW modeling. So once you click on the plugin BW modeling, so we already added a system, so I'll just delete this to show you again. So one is Hana Modeler and the other one is BW modeling. So once you click on BW modeling, on the free space, you see there is something called Project Explorer. Right click on the free space, click New, click on the project, expand Business Warehouse, select BW project, click Next, click on Browse, select BW 74 on HANA, click Next, provide the client, click on SAP Logon, double click on BW, the client is 001, provide the client 001, provide the username is best, provide the password, welcome 123, and click finish. Once we finish, now we add BW system to Hana Studio. The plugin is BW modeling. Expand BW connection folder. Here you see info providers. Expand info providers. So in the BW, in the previous session, we created an info area called Jet Copa Data. So we created this info area called Jet Copa Data. Under this we can see the DSO, a data store object. Double click on the DSO. Once you double click on the DSO TC here, whatever the DSO we created on the BW, we can view this in the Hana Studio BW modeling. For the same object, for the same DSO, we also created a view in Hana. We also created in the sense we imported. So the same DSO that is available, we imported this DSO to Hana DB. In this we have used Hana Studio. We use Hana Studio to import. So if I go back, I'll just copy this. Just copy paste over here. So we can import the DSO from BW to Hana. So the other day we imported, when you imported, this was available in Hana Studio. So let's go back to Hana Studio. On the info provider, right click on the info provider. Sorry, it's not on the info provider. Right click on the folder of the BW system and click Attach SAP HANA System. Once you click on Attach SAP HANA System, select Best, click Finish. So here you have info providers, and here you have SAP HANA System Library. Expand SAP HANA System Library. You find Catalog and Repository Content. Expand the catalog. Also we have repository content. Expand repository content. So we have both this repository content and the catalog. So repository content is similar to content. It is similar to content where you can see packages. Under this repository content, we created a package called DXE. If I expand this package, so this is the analytic view. So for the same technical name, we created the other day, which is Jet DSO PA7, you have this analytic view. Double click on the analytic view. So you can see both BW object, and for the same BW object you can see the analytic view. Side by side you can see both the ABAP and the native HANA model. So here in the settings, when we expand the settings, so here you have an option called External SAP HANA View. External SAP HANA View, no external SAP HANA View. When I change this option. You can click on change. So what is this option for? When you click on the checkbox, this is similar to importing of BW models to HANA. It means that you can expose this data model to HANA DB when you check this option. And click activate. It means that it is going to create an analytic view. Either you can use this option in the SAP GUI, or we could use the same option. Click File, click Import, SAP NetWeaver BW models. So both this SAP NetWeaver BW models and external SAP HANA view, both are same. So let us use this option to import info objects. I'm going to use this option to import info objects now. So I'll cancel this. So I'm going to go to BW system directly from here. I'll enter the T code RSA1, RSA1. So where am I doing this? In the Hana Studio. Click enter. So here we can access info objects. Click on info object. So under this info objects, let us go to our info area. Our info area is jet copa underscore data. Expand this info area. So here you have the characteristic info object, and here you have key figure info object. Double click on the characteristic info object. Click on change mode. Click on change mode. In here, click on master data / text tab. Once you click on master data / text tab, scroll to the bottom. Please see the same option is also available here. External SAP HANA view. So in the master data tab, you have external SAP HANA view for master data. So when you check this option, you see before that I cannot find this info object. I copy this. When I would like to find this object, I'll go to the Hana Modeler, click on the Hana Modeler. I can switch back from here to here or to here to here. I'll right click on the content folder, click find. Can we find this object? That BUKRS7 is not available. But when I check this and click activate, once I activate this object, copy this info object, right click on content, click Find, and copy paste this object. So here you find the attribute view, jet BUKRS 7. And click OK. And click on the data foundation. Click on Auto Layout. So here you have the text table, and here you have the P table. Here you find the P table, and here you find the text table. The text table contains texts, and this table contains the attributes. Please see, when you select this join, the join type is the text join. So this is the P table and this is the text table, and this is nothing but the master data. So whenever we import info objects of type characteristics, it creates an attribute view, and this attribute view consists of P table, which is an attribute table, and T table, which is a text table. So when we import info objects, these info objects of type characteristics create the attribute view in the HANA system. So there are two ways that we can import. One is using external access to HANA view, external SAP HANA view for master data. You also have something called external SAP HANA view for master data info provider. So what is the difference between external HANA view and external HANA view for master data info provider? The difference is this creates an attribute view and the other one creates an analytic view. This creates the attribute view and this one creates the analytic view for the same info object. Now when I make this as info provider, it means that we need to assign this info object to an info area. So I'll assign this to an info area, the one that I created, jet copa underscore data. Double click on this, click activate. So once we activate, previously this was disabled, now it's enabled. Let us check this. Let us check this and let us click on activate. So once this view is activated, SAP HANA view for master data info provider, once this is activated, Now please check this object again. If you go back to Hana Studio, I'll right click on the content again. Click find. I'll give the same info object. This time you find attribute view as well as the analytic view. So we cannot report on attribute views. So that is the reason to report on an attribute view, you have to create as an analytic view. The system would generate this analytic view when you check the option external SAP HANA view for master data info provider. This is for attribute views and this is for analytic views. Not only from here, we can also import from Hana Studio. Click File, click Import, SAP NetWeaver BW models. From here also we can import the data models. Okay, let us see the next option. So how many ways we can import info objects? One is as an attribute view, and also we can import as an analytic view. When you want to report on the info object, we can assign the info object to an info provider. Once you assign to an info provider, automatically info objects create as an analytic view in the HANA system. Let's come to cube. So the other day I haven't shown you how to create this cube in the HANA system, in the BW system. So once I create a cube, I'm going to create info cube based on the DSO. Once we create this info cube, I'm going to import this cube into HANA system. So let me first create this cube. Let's go to SAP GUI, RSA1, enter. Click on the info provider. Scroll to the bottom. In here we see jet copa underscore data. Here we see the DSO. Right click on the info area. Create data store objects. So here you can see a template. So I'll use this template, the DSO template, to create an info cube. So the DSO I created over here, I'm going to use this as a template to create info cube. So I'll right click and create info cube. Click on create info cube. Provide the info cube name. Provide the description. So object type, I would select this as DSO, data store object, and this is the technical name of the DSO. So I'm copying the template of the DSO to the cube and click create. Once I click create, the object template is copied with the characteristics in the dimension and the key figures, which are nothing but the measures. So these are the characteristics in dimension measures, and click activate. So once I activate, InfoCube is created. So here we would see the InfoCube. Now we need to link this DSO to the cube. So let us copy the technical name of the DSO. Let us right click on the InfoCube. Click Create Transformation. So this is the target. Object type is the data store object classic, and give the name and click Continue to create transformation. So here you have the DSO as the source and InfoCube as the target. And finally click Activate. So once you click on Activate, you see the cube. Under the cube we see DSO. Under DSO we see data source. Right click on the cube, click Display Data Flow. Display data flow upwards and downwards. Click Continue. Now the other day we only created until the DSO. I created a transformation. On top of transformation we create a cube. So InfoCube, DSO, data source. So we're going to import this cube, which is a multi-dimensional model, which is similar to an analytic view in HANA. So double click on the cube. When I search the technical name, I'll copy the technical name. I'll go to HANA. I'll right click on content, find. They say there are no results found. When I go back again, expand settings, click on change mode, click on change mode, external SAP HANA view, no external SAP HANA view, click on this, external SAP HANA view for reporting, check this and click activate. So once we activate, copy the cube name, let's come back to Hana Studio. Find for the analytic view and click OK. Once you click OK, I think here it shows some error. It's showing some error. I'll just close this and reopen. So let us right click again, right click on content, find. Let's double click on this. So let me close the Hana Studio and reopen. I think it's showing some errors over here. Let me close entirely Hana Studio and I'll reopen this again. Click Start Hana Studio. Double click on the system. So let me log into BW modeling, expand. Let's give the password. Let's go to Hana Modeler. Right click on content, find, double click on the object, just try to re-import again. I'll try to re-import the object again. Click on this checkbox, external SAP HANA view, click activate, click yes. So whenever you activate objects on the BW, by default all these objects will be available in a package called, if you expand content, the server not compatible. Okay, best user unable to open this content. So I'll go to the content in the system. I'll open in system. Right click on content, find. I'll open here. So here once we open, here we can see the cube, ZICPA7. Click on the data foundation. Click on auto layout. So here in the cube, the center is the fact table. So this is the fact table, and this fact table is connected to an SID table. This is called as a surrogate ID, and this SID table is connected to the T table. And here you can also see the dimension table. So once a cube is generated, it generates a data packet dimension that stores the technical details of the cube. Fact table stores the measures. SID is a table that links the fact table with the master data table. So we also discussed this point when we discussed about the analytic views. When we started to create analytic views, we did discuss whenever BW on HANA creates a data model, it creates a data model at the data foundation. So this place is used for the native HANA modeling, and this place is used for BW powered by HANA. So when you import from BW, it creates an analytic view in the HANA database. When you import info cube, it imports an analytic view in the HANA. So this is where when you check external SAP HANA view, you can also import from Hana Studio. When you import from Hana Studio, it creates a calculation view. When you import from Hana Studio, it creates a calculation view. So if you click on the Hana Studio, click File, click Import, you see SAP NetWeaver BW models, click Next, select Connection, provide the username, click Test Connection, connection successful, click OK, click Next, select the instance, click Next, select this, click Next. So from here also I can import. So if I go to z_copa_data, expand this, this is info object, this is info cube, and this is DSO. If I select the cube, click Add, and select the package, I'll select DXE package, click OK. So I selected the DXE package, click Generate Roles based on Analytic Privilege, click Next, I'll select the role, click Add, and click Finish. So once you click Finish, so import BW models. The BW models are imported. Once the BW models are imported, now this is a package. I'll go to the DXE package. Right click on the DXE package and click Refresh. Once you click Refresh, expand DXE package, double click on the calculation view, click on the auto layout, so when you import a cube, the cube can also create a calculation view. It can create an analytic view. You see, it creates an analytic view. Along with the analytic view, it creates a calculation view. So cube can create an analytic view as well as a calculation view. Click on Data Preview. If cube has data, it will show the data. Click on Raw Data. So it doesn't contain data now. So I'll execute the cube. So I'll create a DTP. I'll double click to create a DTP. Double click on the DTP folder. Click continue. Click execute. Click activate. Activate the DTP and click execute. Click close and click yes. Now data records are transferred. Let's go to HANA again. Click refresh. Now here we see the data, company code and sales, gross revenue, gross sales. So in this way we can import DSOs as an analytic views, info objects we can import as an analytic view and an attribute view, info cubes we can import as analytic views and a calculation views. So these are the different objects we can import from BW to HANA. You can directly import from the SAP GUI or you can import from the Hana Studio. In order to import from Hana Studio, we need to go to click File, click Import and SAP NetWeaver BW Models. In order to import from BW, you can click on BW modeling at the Hana Studio, expand info providers, BW modeling at the Hana Studio. You can open the info area, expand to open the info area, expand info cubes, and double click on the cube. Double click on the cube. In the settings, you have external SAP HANA view for reporting. And here you have the dimension, company code, and the key figure. So in this way we can import different BW objects to the Hana Studio by using external HANA view for reporting or import BW models. Any questions until here? So now what we are seeing is how to consume BW models to HANA. How we can consume BW models to HANA. We can also consume HANA models in BW. So this is known as mixed scenarios. So first we look at DXC. In a sidecar scenario, when BW is on MS SQL, by using HTTP connection, how we can create tables in HANA. Then we see the regular flow, how the data flows into the BW. Then we imported the DSO, importing of cubes, importing of info objects from BW to HANA. You can also import from cubes we can also import from DSOs and info objects. We can also expose HANA views on the other way. So now we are seeing from BW to HANA. We can also do it from something like this. From HANA to BW means from HANA to the ABAP layer. Now from ABAP to HANA. By using a T code called rsdd underscore hm underscore publish. So when I enter this T code in the ABAP, where you can expose HANA views, rsdd underscore hm underscore publish. So it's asking you publish SAP HANA model. It asks you the package and asks you the HANA model that you want to publish to the ABAP system. So using ABAP system also we can access the created or the native HANA data models. So this we'll see tomorrow session. And tomorrow I'll mainly focus on exposing of HANA models to BW. There are different ways that we can expose using open ODS views, using mixed scenarios to create composite providers. We can create transient providers. We can create virtual providers. We can expose data using DB Connect. There are 5 different ways: open ODS view, virtual info cubes, transient providers, mixed modeling using composite providers, exposing of data from HANA to BW using DB Connect. So these scenarios comes under mixed modeling. Any questions until here? Importing of BW models to HANA. So one thing is we don't have to always go to BW. We can just access HANA model and BW models, or you can go to S11. Even you can access the tables S11 right from the Hana Studio. Any questions until here? I think a lot of participants join late to the session. The class is at 6 a.m. in the morning. Participants who join late, please watch the video recording, or I can discuss 10 to 15 minutes in tomorrow's session. I can give a recap again. For the same exercise what we have done, I can give recap for 10 to 15 minutes tomorrow. Also, if you have time, please go through the recording also. In tomorrow class 6 a.m. So every day we have class at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I lead out some question here, a few questions over here. I have a question: if ECC is running on HANA and I have created a view in HANA Studio, can I be able to use those views in SE11? If we can see SE11, then what is the main difference between SE11 views and HANA Studio views? The SE11 views are basically the views that are created in ABAP. And HANA Studio views are the views that are created in the native HANA. SE11 views are processed in the ABAP application layer. But the views in HANA are processed inside the database. So that's the difference. So there it executes in the ABAP engine, here it executes in the respective engines that views execute, like join, overlap, calculation view. The concept of views are same. Whether it is SE11 or HANA Studio, the concept of views is same, but the important part is which engine it is using it. We have 3 different types of views, but what is the engine that is using is most important to process data more effectively. So tomorrow session we'll see how to expose HANA data models to BW and also mixed scenarios on how both BW and HANA can complement each other when creating data models. So all the topics that we're seeing now are related to DXC, BW and BW powered by HANA. So once we complete this, then we see HANA Live, ECC powered by HANA. Now I'm showing BW powered by HANA. The next thing that we see is ECC powered by HANA. How ECC powered by HANA, S4 powered by HANA is different. There they call it as HANA Live. Thank you everyone. I'll see you tomorrow same time at 6 a.m. in the morning. Have a good day. Thank you. Here we have one more question here. The last I did not notice here. Can we say DXC creates an analytic view in HANA DB? DXC automatically cannot create an analytic view. Using DXC you can only create tables in HANA like 00 table, 40, 70, 80 AO. These 5 tables can be created. But the modeling part we have to do manually. You have to design the views by taking 00 table. You have to create our own analytic view. DXC directly cannot create data models. Like how we are importing data models from BW, DXC cannot create like that. You have to manually create it. Next question, when will we see BO with HANA? So once we complete HANA Live, then we start with BO with HANA after the HANA Live session. Thank you. Thank you everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you everyone. I will see you tomorrow same time. Thank you.